Originally my idea was to create an instrument that inspired by the Indian sitar, and I tried to find a way to create a body that was gourd-like. With the gourd, it is hollow-bodied, so the sound resonates and it creates this twangy kind of sound and a really nice feel. But I realised that it was very hard to find a gourd, especially one that was pre-dried, and drying a gourd takes a long time, so I tried to create a flat-bodied gourd shape, kind of shape to an instrument's body, but that kind of failed, as I found out through experimentation and testing. Through experimentation and testing, I tried to create a gourd shape by kind of hollowing out a plank of wood and then attaching a flat back to it, because there were such things as flat back sitars, although they're not as traditional or as popular. And I realized it was kind of a bit tedious and it'd be very hard to get a nice sound, especially through hollowing it out instead of molding the wood. So I kind of thought of the idea of creating my own instrument, which brought me onto this, which was a basic original idea of a shape that I would use and the width of the neck, so that it could have as many strings as I'd like to put on it and create a very interesting sound. And I had an idea of a drum-like body, but with a substitute for animal hide instead of having to fight my moral objections. But it's not to scale, it's slightly smaller, but the basic idea of what the body would look like if I were to make a flat back gourd-shaped body. The strings would be attached down here on this little peg and then come through two bridges for sympathetic and drone strings and all the other strings, and then come up the neck. This was just the basic shape idea, but it's not very functional or anything like that. I chose blackwood for body and sides, which are marked out here for the neck and also for the neck because of its because it is a hard wood and it will definitely be very durable for a guitar and it create a good sound. I won't use it for the front because the soundboard needs to be of a softer wood so the sound can resonate through the body and have a good sound quality. So at the moment I'm working on the sides of my acoustic instrument. I'm putting it through the thicknesser so I can get it to a 3 or a 2.5 millimeter thickness. So then I can mold it into shape and it will be used as sides. So I'm going to use the oxy welding torch to heat up the truss rod and bend it back on itself. Okay, so now my truss rod is in, it's folded in half and it's become one small bar to go inside the neck. Out a channel for my truss rod in the neck blank, and so it has actually gone through a bit of an error. I've chipped a bit of the wood and such, so I'm going to cut along the side of the channel on each side and then laminate it so it's one neck blank again and I can try routing it out. So earlier I made a mistake with the router and chipped a few bits of the wood in the middle where I was supposed to route out channel for the truss rod to go into place. I cut out the middle bit and then I stuck both sides back together and I'm able to start again. So I've clamped the fretboard to the neck blank and glued it down so I can later carve it out into a proper guitar neck. So I'm using the orbital sander to hollow out the back of my guitar and to thin down to a 2.5 millimeter thickness of the soundboard. These are pieces of spruce which I've used to brace the back, and I will also use to brace the front. This is to stop the wood from warping and getting wrecked.